ba 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 na 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 ba na 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 ba da na na da ba 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 da ba na ba na ba na ba na ba na ba na ba ba-num 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 ba-na-na-na ba-ba-ba-ba da-ba-da-na-na-na da.
Hello, my name's Billy. Due to the current SAG-AFTRA strike and multiple copyright violations, the film has been reduced into a visual audiobook. Nonetheless, I hope you enjoy.
Hello, it's me, the narrator. I'm here to share with you the backstory on how Linkedd and Clocky became friends. So, let's start from the beginning. The night sets on a quiet and peaceful day, and two new babies have both been born, coincidentally at the same time. One, a sentient cactus, the other, a sentient clock with itty-bitty legs. They were both extremely clueless as to where they were, but were excited nonetheless. The clock's parents were looking over the two children, and the clock and cactus exchanged a glance. While in awe, the mother lifts up her new child and says, "We're gonna name you Clocky." Now, let's adjust your settings. The cactus started to look around, questioning where his parents were, and was about to start wailing. "Your parents will be on the way. They had to get your sister from school. Apparently she got in a fight of some sort. I believe your parents said you would be called Linked," said the father of Clocky to Linked. Linked, understanding nothing he said, begins to wail anyways. Linked stops crying, and Clocky looks over to see a bullet into his father's chest. "Analog, no! No, 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 no," Clocky's mother says while placing him down to go accompany her husband. Standing over the two of them, you can see a pancake soldier ready to fire. Clocky's mother looks over towards him. Run as fast as you possibly can with your little legs, and don't let the battles our ancestors fought become a waste. I love you, but you must go. She kisses Clocky's metallic rim before getting shot through her back twice. Clocky begins to start running out of the hospital, while Link follows behind slowly. Bang! Bang! Left and right, you see people dying to these pancake soldiers while they dodge out of all the trouble. Upon reaching the stairs, Clocky and Link see a soldier blocking the front door to the hospital, and the only way off being the roof. The two of them race to the top of the hospital, climb to the top of the roof, and look around. The world is being destroyed and infested by these pancake people. Quickly and irrationally, Clocky takes Link and grabs onto him while blabbing out the words, "Hang on tight," as they begin to slide down the building. Clocky and Link reach the ground, but Clocky has a hard impact and passes out. Years later, Clocky is living his best life. He doesn't have anywhere to live, so he's been swinging on vines and talking with animals. For example, these penguins, Gerald, Freddy, and Tom, who live in this ice biome, a little bit east from where the jungle Clocky lives at. Throughout the day, Clocky and the penguins would slide on ice and eat plenty of luscious fruits provided from the jungle he lives in. One night, he was having a sleepover with the penguins, where he began to question a few things. "Have you guys ever wondered where you came from?" Clocky asked as Freddy responded, "Well, what do you mean?" "I mean, you guys must have gotten sent here too. Do you remember your past or how you got here?" All the penguins looked at each other and started laughing hysterically. "Sent here? Ha, that's a good one. We've lived here our whole life. What about you?" Clocky tries to think or even try to remember his past and how he got to the new land, but he just can't remember. All he does in response to their message is shrug, and they shrug back. Then they all go to sleep. But in the middle of the night, Clocky is awakened by a weird sound coming from outside of the igloo. Curious, he waddles out with his little legs and sees a big UFO floating above him. Clocky starts to run, passing through various parts of the jungle, till he eventually falls on his face and gets carried up into the UFO. Upon reaching the top floor of the UFO, Clocky awakens from his harsh fall. Above him stands 3 people: a genie, a female samurai, and Goku. Clocky is speechless and stands up to meet them.
He's not the one we were looking for, but he will do. Follow us to meet the other trainee.
The 4 of them walk over to his training room, where you can see a cactus person fighting a training dummy with a sword made out of his own hand. Clocky and the cactus exchange a glance, and the cactus's face lights up. He runs over and squeezes Clocky to the point where he turns purple. Don't you remember me? Me and you were born next to each other, and we both escaped from the hospital, from those pancake people. My parents had found us on the ground and were bringing us home to safety, but you had fallen out of the truck. Long time no see, man. Suddenly, everything comes back. Clocky remembers the horrors of seeing his mom and dad die, and starts to get a bit mellow and sad. Goku stands over the 2 while saying, "Well, we have good news. You'll be able to get your revenge. We are going to find the leader's base and put an end to all of his doings. But first, I think the 2 of you need a bit of training." Goku walks over to this button on the wall, presses it, and ironically, I Need a Hero starts playing.
Let the training begin.
Throughout the day, they are taught how to fight properly, how to spar, and how to do it all. The genie tells the 2 of them that whoever could beat him in a fight will get 3 wishes. It's a tough fight, but ultimately, the 2 end up winning. Goku pulls Clocky aside while the samurai starts fighting Linked. "You're pretty good. Hey, I was thinking, since you don't really have any powers like Link does, with making things out of himself, how about I teach you how to go Ultra Instinct? It'll take a while to perfect, but I think you got it in you." Sure. They begin practicing for nights and nights without end. Then suddenly, the genie shouts,
"We're here!"
They all rush to the main hall and look over to view the terrain. Pancakes, they're everywhere. They start to come up with a game plan and decide who will be sent in. Alright, we'll go in and deal with the people from the front, and you, Linked, deal with the people from the back. Goku says, before getting cut off by Clocky asking, "What about me?" Goku scratches his head while everyone else goes to stand in their positions. I don't think you're ready." "What? What was all the training for then? You trained me and abducted me from my home for nothing. This could be the only chance I have to get my revenge for my family. Please." Goku continues to tell him he's not ready, and to ensure Clocky doesn't try to sneak out and help and get hurt, he sends the UFO back to his home. The team drops from the ship, and Clocky flies back home. After being on the ship for a few hours, the ship suddenly starts flashing red and making distress signals. Clocky saw that someone was calling the ship from a mysterious number, and when picking up, he sees a man behind it all.
"Hello. We've never been properly introduced, have we?"
"I'm Mr. Mancake, aka the reason why your parents are all dead. Anyways, your teammates didn't stand a chance against me, and now, if you don't come back and sacrifice yourself to me, they will all die. Bye." All of the distress signals have gone down, but Clocky's stress has gone up. He starts to wonder what he should do. It's either he loses some of his closest friends he's made within the past few days, or possibly die. Clocky knew what to do. Clocky took the UFO back home and met up with the penguins.
"Yo, what's this?"
"I'll explain it on the way. Get on up here, guys." Clocky explains to them what's happening and teaches them how to fight properly. And then they arrive at the base once again. Clocky explains to them the game plan. So, if you look at the top of the building, you can see it's made out of glass. So, if we had something strong enough, we could throw at it, like this training dummy. We could break it. So, we could enter the layer instantly without dealing with any of those guards. They all nod, throwing the dummy down and entering into the lair. The penguins start fighting the guards that try to enter the main villain's room, while Clocky deals with Mr. Mancake.
"Ah, I see you are here to sacrifice yourself for me.
Well, great. Let's get this over with. I'm not going down without a fight, mister.
You? A clock? What's to challenge me? Do your worst.
Clocky then begins to wind up, and sparks begin to flow around him. No, this can't be. Clocky begins to scream, and as he does, smoke and extreme lightning fumes and bolts blow around him as he enters Ultra Instinct mode. Clocky winks at Mr. Mancake as he blasts an energy, Kamehameha, form, version, whatever, of a long minute hand and beams his legs off. Then, Clocky and the penguins group back up together and do a punch that knocks him up into the stratosphere, sort of like an uppercut. Clocky then exits Ultra Instinct mode and blacks out once again. Clocky wakes up with a slight blur in his eyes. He's awake. Hey man, you did great, and I'm sorry I underestimated you. Unfortunately, the doctor said you cannot enter this form ever again, or else you could probably die. Thanks for saving us, though. Goku says this and then hugs Clocky really tight. Over him stands everyone else, including Linked. Clocky and Linked exchange a glance again, and Linked mouths the words, "Thanks, friend." The end. Thank fuck.